There is a silence that precedes every monumental achievement, the deafening quiet of the void where most lives are contained. You seek the secret to success, yet the truth is, the secret is not a word, but a state of being that is abandoned the moment the initial fire of ambition meets the cold resistance of reality. Most people trade their burning desire for the warm blanket of certainty. They choose the path of least resistance because they fear the moment of standing alone on the precipice, fully responsible for their outcome. They hand the blueprints of their future to the fear committee, run by "What if I fail?" And what will they say? This pursuit of comfort is the core pathology of the unfulfilled life. We are talking about the crystallization of purpose, a force so potent it compelled Andrew Carnegie to dominate steel and Henry Ford to revolutionize industry. That level of achievement doesn't begin with a spreadsheet. It begins with an internal dictate, a mental declaration of war against mediocrity. You must see, feel, taste, and hear the achievement so vividly that its reality eclipses your current circumstance. This is where your subconscious mind becomes either your slave or your master. Every limitation you accept, every whisper of "I can't afford that," programs your central processing unit for failure. The mind does not analyze, it executes. The universe is a mirror, not a window. What you project from your core, what you truly believe, is what reflects back. You must become a ruthless editor, burning every belief that does not serve your major, definite purpose. When Ford's engineers said a single cast motor block was impossible, he didn't argue physics. He simply asserted the certainty of the outcome. Produce it anyway. The first brick is clarity. Most people live in a mental fog of maybe and we'll see. Clarity is the precise architectural drawing. I will possess $X by this specific date in return for this specific service. The moment you commit to this detail, the magnificent, terrifying price becomes clear. You see the sleepless nights, the relentless study, the sacrifices. Most people flinch here. They try to negotiate with destiny, asking for 80% of the dream for 50% of the effort. The answer is a cold, indifferent no. The universe only accepts full payment. A weak vision leads to fragile purpose. Your why must be bigger than you. It must be tied to service and impact. Selfish desire is brittle. Purpose rooted in solving a great problem, like Thomas Edison's drive to light the world, is an unbreakable force. This purpose must meet the forge of discipline. Discipline is not punishment. It is the highest form of self-love, the consistent, intentional sacrifice of what you want now for what you want most. It is the unglamorous ritual of showing up daily, even when the results are invisible. And you cannot do it alone. All colossal achievement is a synergy achieved through a mastermind alliance, a ruthless selection of minds smarter and more driven than your own, compensating for your weaknesses. Lincoln, Disney, and Carnegie did not achieve greatness in isolation. The world is full of brilliant strategists who die poor. They possess the perfect plan, but are paralyzed by the moment of ignition. Action must be immediate and continuous. Procrastination is not a weakness of will. It is unacknowledged fear. Fear of failure, yes, but also fear of the magnitude of success and the necessary death of your old identity. The antidote is the habit of doing more than paid for a relentless commitment to excellence that inevitably creates a surplus of reward. But the final wall is the temporary defeat. Most people interpret a setback, a failed business, a lost opportunity, as proof of their own inadequacy and stop. The person of destiny treats failure as an investment in knowledge. They extract the lesson and revise the plan. This persistence is born of adaptability and fueled by a relentless diet of positive mental attitude. They recognize that doubt is infectious, and they become immunized against negativity, understanding that you cannot hold a thought of fear and a thought of abundance simultaneously. The great ones didn't have special genes. They had a special degree of commitment. They chose the burning heat of the forge over the cool mediocrity of the spectator's seat. They chose to be the master of their fate. The greatest tragedy is a life lived without ever having truly lived. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for a sign. The sign is the unquiet stirring in your own soul, the refusal to accept the average. The only thing you lack is the unwavering, final decree from yourself that this dream is done. Now go and make your destiny inevitable.